Alright, YouTube. So this, my friends, is the death blow from Season 5 PTR that I came up with. Cooked some pretty good build, I would say. So there is a new unique item that makes your weapon mastery skills be core skills. And now I figured out how to spam death blow for a lot of damage. Little showcase for Andariel. This is triple man scaling against 200 Andariel, 200 level. The boys let me kind of solo her to test the damage. And this is the result. Since this, I did some updates and whatnot. And you can see it's fine. I'm using Tyrell's Might for single target. And yeah, since this clip, I did some more adjustments. I'm dealing even more damage now. And I use Tyrell's Might only for single target like this. For Pit, I use Rage of Haragath. And I'm gonna show you now. At the end, it was like 646. We did tier 6 of the new Infernal Horde, excuse me. So I'll show you the last 3 bosses. It's the Fell Council from Diablo 2. With my boy Buffy over here, irritated. He was playing Frenzy with the basic sword skill. But it's tier 6, the highest tier is 8. This was very difficult, a lot of damage going on there, but a lot of elemental. But you can see the damage is from the first clip from Andariel is much increased, right? And I was running Rage of Haragath. I wasn't running Thibault's Will. I would love to run Thibault's Will for more damage, but it's just not possible. I need all resistances, I need armors, so I had to drop that. You can see I'm like over 300 Fury capped out because I'm running Marmalade dual wield setup. That's why the attack speed is also absolutely insane. And there is one aspect that got introduced in the latest Season 4 last live server patch. It's my favorite aspect so far. It increases your Fury. It also gives you Fury as a lucky hit when you hit with a core skill. Since our weapon mastery skill Death Blow is a core skill, you will see in a second. My engines there just standing being absolutely useless. But you can see the attack speed, it looks like we're almost like spinning. It's really fun with dual wield. I'm a big fan of this one. Probably the most fun build I've ever played or came up with. Hope they are not gonna nerf it, and yeah. So let's take a look in the game. Let's talk about some stuff. This is tier 6 finished. If you are interested in this endgame mode, I have a video about it. And a loot in this mode in general is very bad. They need to buff it because there's these 3 chests. One is for the items on the left side, one is for the materials on the right side, which does not even drop Angel Breath. And pit materials from that are a joke. You get 5 up this side and 5 the yellow ones. And the middle chest cost 250 Aether. As you can see, I got a 186 Aether here in tier 6. So it's really almost impossible to reach that. Just just in short version here, little description. So let's talk about the skill tree. Before we get into it, I'm gonna explain how this build works. So we got 3 new items here on PTR. So we got first the sword that makes your weapon mastery skills into core skills with no cooldown, but they cost Fury. If you get extra charges, you get 5 Fury less for the usage. That's why I'm running weapon mastery aspect here. That gives us plus extra charge, which in this situation is just resource reduction. So that's the first sword running Marmalade to stack in max Fury, right? Another one is a Lockrant's Talisman. This one is obtainable from the quest where you unlock the Infernal Compass, Infernal Horde content. I don't understand the ranges on the new unique items. This goes from 10% to 50, which is insane. But each point of primary resource above 100 gives you crit damage. So me being over 300, almost 300, gives me like 200% crit damage, right? If I was to use the potion that makes me have more resources here, 25 with 20% cost reduction, can go up to 316, right? So that's 216% crit damage. Max resource on this item, max resource on the Z piece, which is the 3rd unique we're using. As a baseline, it gives you resource cost reduction, but the more you keep spamming the items, the less you will get of this reduction. So it also it gets you increased damage by up to 25%, and they're in insane range, from 5 to 25, insane. And yeah, obviously it's gonna get more expensive as well. So starting point, Death Blow, 40 Fury, 14 Fury with the potion. But I like to use the attack speed here with Lucky Hit advantage. I'll explain why when I get to the Fury resource generation segment. So this is just a little overview on the skills. Excuse me, on the items. Let's take a look at the skill tree. So first points here, they don't matter at all. 3 points here, since we need to access defensive, I'll just put pressure point, even though we don't need this. I'll explain why. Next up, classic life. Damage reduction, I use Iron Skin with the aspect, and here some heal, very useful. Challenging Shout for damage reduction, and also the Fury here on top of Booming Voice to make it last as long as possible. Pause. Swiftness for movement speed. We get some generation, which is very much needed. More damage reduction. Pit Fighter with some Slaying Strike. I don't even know why I have this point, just extra damage, I guess. Rapture here for attack speed only. This is also a core skill, costs us Fury, but we just have it only for the uptime. And also these two skills have amazing lucky hit with the potion. It's 67%. And then Death Blow, the classic, gives us 20 Fury. And this gets amplified by any resource generation you have on gear on passives, which means Prolific Fury, right? So we can afford to keep spamming this ability. Counteroffensive for some damage here. Call the Ancients, as you know from my last videos, I'm a big fan of this. They give you attack speed and damage increase, and also insane Fury generation with Frenzy here, Coralic, so that is very nice. Next we got Duelist attack speed and max resource again, and then we are running Unbridled Rage. If you don't have enough gear, or if you don't have Starless Skies ring, which I'm using, you can go with Unconstrained. The damage difference isn't that highest, but I found Unbridled Rage to deal more damage. Going over the gear, you already saw the headpiece here for the basic skill, for the damage increase and resource cost reduction. I was lucky enough to get core skills as a gray graphics. I got both of these new uniques. I got them from the new endgame content, Infernal Hordes. Very lucky from the left chest, very lucky. Rage of Harrogath, this is for cooldown reduction. If you have a lot of mobs, which in the new content, you could see that there is a lot of mobs. But for single target like bosses, Tormented Andariel in the first clip, I was using Tyrell's Might because that does a lot of damage. Tyrell's Might is the uber unique over here. Got a new sound as well. Let's hear it. Excuse me. Ooh, love it, man, love it. So this is the Holy Bolts do a lot of damage. It goes up to like 2 million, I believe. And with high attack speed, you do a lot of damage with that. Let's take a look actually. You can take a look at now. Even more Rapture attack speeds, and the thing just keeps flying. I just hit for 200 million. That's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. That's a PR, baby. That's a PR. You could roll it back in slow-mo as well. Damn. Don't even know with what. I'll take it though. But the damage is crazy. It's crazy. Gloves here, core skills, crit chance, attack speed, and we go with the new aspect that keeps us, or has us, you can have non-stop berserking basically if you're over a certain Fury, which is 40 is the lowest, very easy. You also lose Fury per second, that's why we have Fury per second on the boots here with the GA. Now it depends here, I go Iron Skin for unstoppable and damage reduction. I also needed armor and all resistances, so that's what I went with. And Steel Grasp stun, not too bad. So you can buff and do everything. You can basically kill any enemy pack before they wake up from the stun. The boots here, we go with Weapon Mastery Charge once again to apply to this third blade. So they are not as expensive in Fury. Movement speed stacking, strength view per second. You probably don't even need movement speed. You could do like single target on Dariel. You could swap Challenging Shout or Iron Skin for... I would go with Challenging Shout for Warcry. Put Warcry on the boots. Easy clap, right? Now the weapons, this was the armor, I go with rubies. I know we Rapture scales from strength, but we are not really built in a bleed setup. You could do 2 builds with this blade, by the way. Full death blow like this, or full Rapture stack and bleed like cut to the bone and hemorrhage vulnerable, but I don't do that right now. I might do it as a second build though, because that sounds pretty interesting. Now the weapons, we have Overkill. I masterworked it in +9 death blow, which is ridiculous. The shockwave 38% damage of the base damage sadly to enemies, so yeah. Enemies who die, reset cooldown, death blow doesn't matter really. The affixes on this weapon are horrible. Damage to injured, useless, physical damage, useless, overpower, absolute wasted. I really hope with Season 5 they gotta... The devs said they reworked existing uniques going into Season 5, so I believe Overkill will get reworked as well. And if it did, then oh boy, this is gonna get ridiculous. I know we have a lot of uniques, but trust me, it does not matter because of tempers. Those tempers are not even that good. I'll show you why. So here we got the classic third blade, not classic, but the one I already talked about. We got Ramaladni with Max Fury GA. This is from live server because characters got copied from live server. So we want to stack as much Fury as possible. And also Lucky Hit again, giving a chance to get primary resource. So that's why I like the attack speed and Lucky Hit because that goes hand in hand, right? More attacks, more procs. Now this sword, we go with Encroaching Wrath for the 140% multiplier. That's why I like to get so much attack speed, so I can spend that 100 fury in no time, right? To proc this often. So Deathblow damage is the second temper we do, or we get for overall for our gear. I did not roll the highest, sadly, it's on the lower side. And then this Exposed Vulnerability is from the passive here, and with this we have non-stop vulnerable on the target. Non-stop. Vulnerable, I mean, dealing their damage with Weapon Mastery skill causes your next core skill to make enemies vulnerable. Yeah, guess what? This skill is both Weapon Mastery and core. So that's pretty insane. Because the first temper, all you can get from the first temper is the Search Lucky Hit to proc physical damage, which is absolutely garbage and useless. Or they tried it on Bleed Barb, horrible. And that's pretty much it. You can do like a Berserking Duration, stuff like that. It's useless. So we go with this. Crit damage here, Strength Max Life. Sure, my crit damage is not the highest here, but you know, this crit damage from Talisman, from the amulet here, does not show here, not even the crit chance. So we get even more than what's showed here, but this is what it is. Now the ring here, this is my favorite aspect that got brought in the last patch in Season 4 live server. Slaking aspect. You have a chance, lucky hit, to gain Fury from core skill, which gets amplified by Resource Generation, aka Prolific Fury in our passive skill tree. They deal their damage to bleeding enemy, that's why we have Rapture, and your max Fury is increased by 20. So another great source, right? You get refund and also get increased damage because we run Ramaladni, stacking max Fury. Berserking, you want to cap at 300%, aka 296 to proc Blood Rage, which is the legendary Paragon node. Right here, this caps out at 30%, which is 300% Berserking damage. Call the Ancient Cooldown Reduction, I just like it too much. You could probably go for like, I would say, instead of that, what else do we have? I was thinking of something. You could probably go with Resource Generation, the dual wield, since we use that, instead of Call the Ancients. And like, drop this for something else. I guess you could go with Rallying Cry. Why not? Starless Sky is what allows us to keep spamming this ability. I tried to swap this out. It's impossible. This ring is really good. It's really good. This is also from live server crit chance proc, core damage as well. That's why I like Unbridled. It kind of goes hand in hand with this affix. And the new amulet here already showcased it. A lot of crit damage, masterwork as well. Attack speed, max resource, all stats. This is uber unique, aka this is mythic unique quality right here. It's crazy. I really hope I can get this in greater affixes. If this is still tradable, I mean it will be tradable because it's normal unique. I'm all up for it. So that's the item setup. The weapon mastery expertise. We are using 200 expertise just to proc slaking right away, right? Because before we apply the rapture, it kind of takes it some time. Sometimes I don't even have time to put Rapture up because the mobs are just dying too quickly. So you could go either Sword or Axe here for Vulnerable, but we don't really stack Vulnerable, but free damage, not too bad. You would go with Lucky Hit. I could proc that too, for we have a lot of lucky hits here, so I mean, why not? But I might try that, But let's stick with this one for now. Actually, you know what? Let's go with Vulnerable for now, for the damage. You could also swap to this if you go if you hit like tough bosses that are injured, which is 35% and lower HP, no problem. That was that. Consumables that I use, I just use I kind of keep changing it, either max resource, but I like the attack speed more with Lucky Hit, so that's my go-to. And to cap out my resistances here, I just use Soothing Spice, as you can see easily. I'll show you the Paragon board I'm rocking with. So starting off, we got Ire for Berserking, but also damage reduction, which goes well with the skill tree passive. I try to get as many HP nodes as I can, even though my HP isn't that good, but we have only one imposing presence. My gear, as you can see, is also 8 out of 12 masterworked. I'm not fully masterworked, except like these two items. So there's a lot of improvement here. Second board, I don't go with Carnage here, Berserking attack speed, although it would be amazing because this one does not count towards cap, as there are two categories for attack speed. First one caps at 100%, the other one goes over at 100%. But I don't have enough points. We already have enough attack speed, so it's fine. Ambidextrous to buff the magic nodes, aka damage reduction, but also Berserking here. Extra Berserking nodes. And then we go left side for Max Fury board, which is the Warbringer, and also this is our source for Fortify. So 2 procs of Death Blow brings it that 15%, which is insane. With the high attack speed, proc the downstop. Here we go with Marshall to get a max to buff the resistances here. That's what I like to do here. If I masterwork all my items, I might not need that. I might swap it out. Next up, after this, we go with a Decimator here, extra damage, vulnerable. I go with Undaunted for some extra damage reductions here. Extra HP as well, Blood Cluster, some damage reduction, not too bad. Next up, we go Bonebreaker, my favorite cluster here for a lot of HP. That's 12%, 14% HP here. That's insane. And here we go with Territorial for some extra damage reduction. I don't have Exploit Glyph. I don't really spec into vulnerable. So in this last one with Blood Rage, I went with Wrath for crit damage. Since this one already gives you like Fury when you crit strike, and we have a lot of crit chance, so you know, I figured since we're also stacking crit damage thanks to the amulet, it's not too bad actually, not too bad. Unbuffed, like this is pretty insane, right? And the rotation, once again, you buff yourself up with Challenging Shout. You go with Call of the Ancients. If you see a pack of mobs, you will go with Steel Grasp into Rapture and spam your life away with Death Blow, right? Throw in Rapture in there to proc Rage of Harrogath for cooldown reduction on these 3 skills. If you have a big pack, you have this skill up in a heartbeat. It's crazy. So we are looking for 28 seconds cooldown reduction for this skill. I could go further on the cooldown reduction if I rolled higher on the Call of the Ancients here, and if I masterworked it 3 times, which would be the goal. But I don't have that right now. Pop this, and just spam your life away. We are at 121.5% attack speed. And you can see my Fury keeps bouncing all the way to the top. That's the work of slaking. And that's why I really like that potion with Lucky Hit, so it procs more often. Now you see the attack speed here on the Rapture. You want to keep this up every time. So it's every 5 seconds. And yeah, this is just ridiculous. And you can see here the stacks from the headpiece. So our Death Blow is 44 Fury cost. I tried the Overpower version here, but it's not good. It is not good. It's just not it. It's just not it. 275 primary resource, even in our setup with Unbridled Rage, it's not too bad, but it's just not there. Sure, the Overpowers when they happen are not too bad, but the damage outside of that just does not outweigh the damage with this setup. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I will have some more videos. I cooked pretty insane whirlwind build with similar setup on PTR. I will head up as well. And then I'm also doing working on a Flay Barbarian. And then I also want to go after Shred Druid and Flurry Rogue, but we'll see about that if I have enough time on the PTR. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, or commentating on this video to trigger YouTube algorithm gods. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, you have a good one. Take it easy and peace.